Start streaming, connecting, and we should be live. Yeah, hopefully you don't get an ad. We should be live. We are live and direct on Twitter with our weekly show, Talking Tech with George, that's me. Todd, that's this guy over here. And we review tech-related news. And I made some nice graphics because, what is it, day after tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I said it was 14th, right? February 14th? No, you're not. Not with that. No, not with that response, you're not. You might be by the time it happens. But if I hadn't said anything, she was going to get a sorry belated Valentine's Day card, huh? Well, you are the third kid. Okay. No, that's true. Well, yeah, that would be true. Yeah, well, just like last week, we're late this week, but that's nothing new. Technical difficulties, even though I shouldn't say nothing changed. Because I did clean my computer. And so, everything was disconnected and everything was reconnected. But as far as I knew and I checked, everything was still working fine. It's when we went to do the show, all of a sudden, things seemed to go wrong. All right. And we will go ahead and run the intro. Okay, to our first subject tonight, we're going to touch on first two articles are the FCC. How do you like the FCC? Well, you're right, because we have the headline here. FCC data fails to count 21 million people without broadband, study finds. Now, the traditional way that the FCC works is when it counts people. I mean, this hasn't really actually changed. Let's say that they have service. It goes by one household in a zip code. So if I'll tell you my zip code. I don't care. Find me. I'm sure people will, and I'm prepared for you. 44484. Okay. So if one person has broadband internet in 44484, it's counted as everybody in that zip code has internet access. How stupid is that? All right, but that's the way they've done it. Well, here's what broadband is counted as. is 3 megabits up, 25 megabits down. That's considered high-speed broadband internet. You can go ahead. I'm 10/100, but I get about I get 11 up and like 110 or 115 down. All right, but 3 megabits per second is barely enough to stream to one platform, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or Mixer or what is it, TikTok? And that is barely enough. And that's taking up the whole upload bandwidth that you have. Like in my area, we have, what are they called? Well, DSL, which is at the most 650, 6 upload, 50 download. But fortunately, I live in an area that has, or had, it's now called something else, Time Warner Cable. And they offer up to 1 gigabit fiber. They actually would come out, they'd run a fiber line to a modem, and then from that modem would go to my router, well, my computer that's a router, then to the switch and everything else. But that's the only provider in my area that offers 1 gigabit, up to 1 gigabit. What is it in your area? That's the max you can get? Well, that would be gigabit. Yeah, well, yeah, I live in a suburb. I mean, I'm not rural. I'm not. We're, eh, so, I mean, something like the next article, may help you out. The FCC reaches a deal with satellite industry to free up more of the 5G spectrum, because satellite right now it's just it's as bad or worse than DSL. Well, it's better than dial-up. I mean, hamster running on a wheel is better than dial-up. By today's, but then you get what Elon Musk and Amazon is doing, putting all the satellites up there to get, yeah, but, and theirs is supposed to be, newer, lower latency, faster speed. But my question is it going to be like, I have an option, like I'm at 10/100 now, Mr. Yanni. I could actually go faster, but it costs more, of course. If I wanted to go to gigabit, it's ridiculously expensive. It's cost prohibitive, really. So, I mean, like you get these things like Google Stadia. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Like in your area, if that's the fastest you can get, Google Stadia is not going to do you any good. And we'll get into this later because there's a few other articles about how gaming is moving in that way of gaming is, yeah. Oh, and I know it's going to get worse before it gets better based on what I'm reading. If you, yeah. Well, yeah, but it's well we because we're going to touch on that too. But in a slightly bit, the only other competitor that I could think of that's like recent is Google Fiber. And one thing I did find an article is after I think it's been like 4 years since Google has rolled out more of it. That Nashville, Tennessee, is finally going to get Google Fiber, and I would really, I hate, as big of a monstrosity as Google is, I would love it if they did it, or if they went national with it, truly national with it. And we just touched on their company last week with having what was it? They reached $1 trillion in stock price. So they have, yeah, they have the money. They have the money. They have the manpower. They could do it. But I'd really like to see them, seriously become a contender, because that would improve the marketplace. That's more competition, drives down the price. Because I looked it up. The price for gigabit. Take a guess. Take a stab. How much per month? Nope. $70 a month. 70 for that's 1,000, or wait, yeah, 1,000 megabits up, 1,000 megabits down. So what that translates to, and what's always driven me nuts, I'll be, upfront with this, which is this term megabit. Okay, because when I was growing up, you had kilobyte, you had a bit, which was a single. Exactly, everything's measured in megabytes, terabytes, blah 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 blah. They do this megabit, so it sounds like it's faster than what it actually is. 100 megabits is actually 10 megabytes per second. No, you have 11 megabytes down. No, 11. Well, no, you have 100 megabit. So that's, to translate to megabytes, is 10 megabytes down. Right. Right. Because they always try to give you a little bit. They try to say, it's, you're going to give you this much, but or more. It's a little bit more, kind of like a buffer. And they do that just regular cable line. Cable line that they ran like in my area during the 70s. When MTV came into power, and they ran the cable, they dug the trenches and buried it in my area, and we were, grotted at the time, and it was funny because they gave you a box for your TV. You may or may not remember this, probably don't, but they gave you a box for your TV that had a cord that ran to a selector, and it had 1 through 10, 0 through 9, and then A through, I think it was M, and whatever you had the selector on determined what station you were watching. That's how old I am. Do you remember that? Did you ever have that? Oh, those were cool. I still have an antenna on my roof. I still use it. Pull in local stations. Why not? It's there. And the funny thing is, a lot of houses in my area don't. Yeah, they took them down. It's like, why would you take them down? I mean, it's there. Just leave it. The new high definition, guess what? Or the new, digital, still receives it. Still see it. Still works. And it's funny, these antennas that say, they're digital. They're the same antenna. They just say digital on it. But on to our next story. Now, we touched on it last week. The Iowa, what happened there? Yeah, the name of the company was Shadow. That doesn't give you a hint. Maybe you shouldn't go with them. But the Nevada Democrats have a new caucus tool. They didn't go with that one, and that one wasn't the shit show that the other one was. Like, why would you? Oh, I mean, exactly. Even if we fixed it. We're talking about, something as important as, voting, essentially. You can't screw that up. You have to rigorously test it. It was obvious, kind of, to me, based on what I saw, that they didn't. They didn't have it working. They didn't have it running. They may have tested it a little bit, but they didn't rigorously test it the way they should have. Yeah. And for something like that, you can't, you can't. Yeah. I mean, fortunately, they had a pad and paper and still did that. But where we were touching on earlier about net neutrality, nobody's going to like this one. U.S. Appeals Court will not consider net neutrality repeal ruling. So, unless Congress does something again, it's gone. Well, and here's the thing, and I've said this, and it's not just me saying it. It's data is data. Okay? It doesn't matter if it comes from Netflix. It doesn't matter if it comes from AT&T, from Comcast, from NBC, or CBS. Data is data. If I'm streaming an episode of Friends, okay? If I do that from Netflix, or I do that from Google, from YouTube Premium, data is data. It's the same data. Okay? But my ISP may throttle it coming from Netflix, where they have like this side deal that they won't throttle it from YouTube. Come on. Oh, yeah. Now, I'm going to give you a little background on this next article. I'll go ahead and pull this up on the screen. Tennessee bill aims to have internet providers automatically block porn on all devices. Okay. This was tried before, not in the U.S., but in Australia. Australia passed legislation that said that you had to pay like $20 US $20, and if you went to Best Buy, bought a computer, you have to get a special license to be able to view porn on that system, and it was $20. It failed miserably, didn't work. Well, guess what? It's not. It's actually a Republican. It's porn. So it's no different than. I don't know if they still call it this. They used to call it the sin tax. Like tax on beer, tobacco, stuff like that. They called them sin taxes. And that's how they would get people to back the bill, because it's a sin. But I did put the bill actually in the description. Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. And reading it. Well, and it's putting parental controls at an ISP level. Well, not at an ISP level. They don't. Parental controls exist, yes. But that's something that you have to do. But this is... Right. But this is, in Tennessee, parental controls at the ISP level. So it doesn't... You can't even get people to change a default password in this country. I think they make their own problems to. I mean, you get it online where before you had to steal your dad's magazines. Let's just say that's just the way it is, and of course it's mail. It's different medium. Yeah, exactly. You're right. And then I should have put this further up, but I missed it. The Shadows canceled the Vano Compass app had errors too. Well, fortunately, like I said, like we said, fortunately, they went with someone else to take care of that. That way, that one wasn't the debacle the other one was. And like I say, when I was growing. Well, fortunately, look what's on the screens. Like I say, fortunately, something like that, they did have, a fallback to, have paper. And fortunately, in my state, and it's unfortunate not in every state, because there are some states that have paperless voting. Well, no, I don't want the state having my DNA. Fuck that shit. I don't know. Well, they didn't do that. They didn't do that when I was born. Maybe when you were born. They didn't do it when I was born. I can't hear Jen. Say something. Crap. Yeah. Can't hear you. Desktop audio. It's in the right... Yeah, thank you, Bull Rider. Oh, what the hell. So we've done this whole thing. Speakers. Oh, you're kidding me. I can't use a headset.
So you need it. That must have been what changed the sound for me.
Yeah. I can't use a headset. Gotta come through.
Speakers?
Yep. You're gonna have to come through speakers. I figured it. Yeah, I figured out why. Like, say something.
What's up?
They...
Yeah, Borata said there it is. That's alright.
Computers make our lives easier.
That's all good.
But,
plus, it's only 20 minutes of the segment that we could hear me.
Yeah, you weren't saying anything important during the first half anyway.
Absolutely nothing. I had no contributions that I made that were worthy of being heard.
Oh, anyway. Did you read this one? NVIDIA officially launches its cloud gaming service, GeForce Now, which you probably have because you have NVIDIA.
I have it, but I don't use it. I honestly think that all these companies should just go back to fucking selling everything on Steam. I hate that these companies have their own launchers. I get it from the business standpoint. I don't like it as a consumer.
Well, this is nice.
Nobody does it like Steam.
Well, this will go through Steam.
Yeah.
Which is I thought this was cool. Because you link your accounts to this gaming service, the NVIDIA gaming service, for $5 a month, and you play it on any device.
Yeah, but Steam is free.
Well, this is if you want to.
It's like an add-on, yeah.
Well, if you want to stream it to like a tablet, you want to be able.
Cloud shit.
Huh?
It's the gaming cloud stuff.
Well, in a way, yeah, but this is because it's going through the launchers.
Yeah.
If you don't pay for this, you'll still have it.
Yeah, and I'll still have hard drive space on my computer that I can use. I don't need it.
No. Well, like if you went out of town and you took a laptop that couldn't handle playing Tarkov, like I've seen.
It doesn't matter. It's the same problem that Stadia had. None of these services, we do not have the internet capabilities to have these things run. The latency is the problem. It will always be the problem until they find a better way to upload speeds faster, which they're not. It's a useless fucking thing. It's $5 a month. You might as well wipe your ass with it and flush it right down the toilet. You don't fucking need it. Stadia is a piece of shit. This will be a piece of shit as well. They need to just abandon this whole cloud shit and keep it the way it is.
Well, and here's...
I get that they want to be able to stream it from any device. Yeah, you can play it on your phone and shit. They were marketing that forever. Yeah. Stadia was supposed to be something similar. Look at the articles on Stadia. It is an absolute fucking train wreck. Absolute train wreck. and all these big guys that put all the money and everything, they're backing this shit, and that's what it's about, so they can make money. Same thing with the Shadow app. They're launching something that doesn't work, taking people's money.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Well, I do like the idea. Because, like, if you have a low-spec laptop, you can still play your AAA games, like, wherever you are, for $5.
Hey, man, sounds like you're going to buy into it.
Well, here's the thing, is you have to be around one of their data centers for this to
so there's
work.
already a flaw in the system.
Right. But if you are, it would work.
Well, that's great. So you can take it anywhere you want, as long as there's one of their little hubs somewhere nearby.
Right. But, unfortunately, they're already, now software developers don't like that. And here's one of them, which is Activision Blizzard removes games from GeForce Now a week after it launches.
Yeah. Because they don't want to promote what they're trying to do. Because these guys want to do it themselves.
Exactly.
It's the same thing that all these articles have been getting to. Like, we got another article coming later with the fucking Google and Amazon fight each other. Because they're just fighting over the same shit.
Yeah. And here's why Google Stadia and me will not. I absolutely not. You spend your money on. You have to buy the platform, okay? Mm-hmm. You have to buy the hardware. Then you have to pay a monthly subscription, which is like $15, something like that. Then you also have to buy the games that you want to play. So, what happens when you don't pay that $15?
They take the game back, I guess?
Do you get your $60 back?
It's the same way of all these things that we've been talking about. It's all going that way.
Well, at least with the NVIDIA thing, it's through Steam. It's done through the launcher. So that you still own, even if you don't pay for this, you still own the game. Yeah. That's what I liked better about this.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to play a game unless I'm sitting at home. I'm on the road. I'll figure something else out to do at my time.
Yeah.
I hear masturbation's a good pastime. As long as the ISP doesn't block my porn access, in which case...
Oh, well, no. Hopefully you're not in Tennessee.
That's about the only thing that's going to be turning around and getting me to march down to Washington and fucking punch those fuckers right in the face. You leave my porn out of this, buddy. It's mine.
Well, Bull Rider says in the chat it gets old.
Mine's not old yet, so it hasn't gotten old.
Well, if you hadn't noticed, actually, last week and this week, I put a chat window.
Yeah.
In the bottom, on the 2 screen, in the bottom, well, where you saw that text.
Usually where the
sometimes it works,
app is, or when we're talking about the article. I got you.
Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, though.
Yeah, welcome to computers.
Yeah. And then we go to,
this one pissed me off.
Oh, but you're not the only one that pissed off.
Now, I like Elon Musk too, and this is just some fucking garbage. Like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, Tesla. The headline here is Tesla remotely removes autopilot features from customers use Tesla without any notice.
Yeah, because he didn't pay them $8,000 to run it, even though at some point somebody did.
Well, no. Here's the thing: is
they're trying to say that anytime a vehicle changes hands, the licensing doesn't transfer with it.
But here's the thing: is the dealer is the one that bought it from Tesla, with a sticker that says that these are the 2 features that are in this car that they're paying for.
And they had it. Yep.
But
when they went and removed it.
Yeah. But when they did sell it, and I've shown the invoice on the screen here from the dealer, and then when the guy gets an update, it kills that. Now wait, since when do cars become a service?
It's just everything's going that way, dude. It's horrible. Everything is leased, and the worst part is none of it lasts forever.
Well, I mean, you don't expect a car to last forever, but you expect it to last certainly well past its warranty.
But they're
period.
all trying to get money out of you for something the duration of which you own it, and it does last.
And then
Like
when
you
you
purchase something, they keep charging you monthly fees even after you purchase something, and you never actually own it.
and that's just
Nope, because some guy came up with an idea, and apparently they can't come up with good enough ideas. They keep just coming up with new ideas and capitalizing on the new ideas. They just got to keep bilking all this shit for all it's worth.
well. I mean, fortunately, they're going to make good on it because they have to, because there are laws still in place, hopefully, at least for now, that prohibit this. Where you buy this feature in this car, and then
Yep.
it's on the invoice that this is a feature in this car, for so long, and then they just can't take it away arbitrarily.
No.
But I thought this might be a glimmer of hope, but it's not. But I still include it anyway. U.S. House panel will discuss self-driving cars next week, which to me is still a good thing, because what they're saying is you have to thoroughly test this stuff before you put it out
Yeah.
there.
There's been a couple of them with the automatic braking systems where I watched the Volvos running down people and everything else.
Yeah. And that means you should have to thoroughly. My opinion, I don't ever see a problem with a cable that runs from the gas pedal to the actual throttle, and there's nothing in between there.
Yeah.
Because anymore, when you push on the gas, it's doing is telling the computer to send more gas to the distributor.
Yep.
What's wrong with the cord? That always worked.
Till it broke.
Then you just
They
pushed
do
another one
break.
through.
Everything breaks.
Yeah. But at least you knew when you stepped on the gas pedal it was going to go.
Yeah.
99.99 times out of 100. But now it's all software run, so who knows if that's going to work. But last week we touched on Clearview. And we said a couple companies were telling them don't be taking our data. Well,
Yep.
even more now.
List.
We have Google, YouTube, Vimeo, LinkedIn, Facebook.
Venmo is that's a PayPal style app where you can send cash peer to peer.
Well, I think it's also had something to do with video. Vimeo?
Not to my knowledge.
Well, let's take a look. VNMO.
Venmo is literally cash to cash, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it tracks PayPal spending amongst like friends and stuff, and it's weird because everybody on your list can see who you send money to. I don't like that, but it's whatever.
Yeah, there is a video service. Maybe I'm thinking it's a different spelling.
So is it the same company that's stealing shit from these guys too?
Yeah.
All their information?
Yeah, now they got a lot more cease and desist letters from Venmo,
Yep.
LinkedIn, Twitter.
And that was the company that wanted to do the facial recognition software?
Yeah, that's giving it to cops. And here's the thing and it came out in this article, Chicago took them up on this, and what it is, it's a 2-year contract. It's totaling $50,000, so $25,000 per year, $50,000 through the contract, and they don't need a warrant to use it. But there's more than 600 law enforcement agencies that are using it. But like the Chicago Police Department, they paid, only 30 members have exclusive access to the technology. And I mean, they could use it at any time.
Yeah.
So, for whatever reason, if they just wanted to take your face, run it through there.
Yeah, essentially it sounds like a profiling company. Would take your information, sell it to police agency, they find out where your last known location was, all that shit.
Yeah. And gee, I wonder why they're getting pushback on this. You know, because you know, even though like Facebook is, it's public, all right. There, you could still tag your stuff as private to, you know, only friends or only, you know, certain people to look at it. But the way these guys were scraping the data,
yeah,
you know, that still violates Facebook's terms of service.
Sure.
And, you know, it's like, oh, come on. But to our next article, France fines Apple 225 million euros for slowing iPhone software.
Everybody always accused the companies of doing it. We always knew they were doing it.
Well, actually, there was a reason why Apple did that. Because what it did is if you had an older iPhone, you went from iOS 10.2.1 to 11.2.
Mm-hmm.
Batteries are perishable like fruit. They go bad over time.
Yep.
Okay. So I wouldn't, like make a phone that had like a easily removable battery. Let's not go there. But what it was because the operating system took up more processor and all that, they didn't want to hit the battery as hard. So it would, it throttled the battery. It throttled the CPU so that it wasn't trying to pull a lot of juice at one time from the battery, trying to, making the battery go bad faster.
Yeah, that was the excuse they gave. Poor shit.
Well, I mean, it is.
They don't give a shit about the batteries going bad. They want you to buy that new device.
But that's also what they wanted, too, of course. Instead of people, because that's what's going on now, though, is people are holding on to their phones for longer than what they used to.
Well, they're fucking expensive. It's like a small car in your pocket.
Well, a car is much more, well, yeah, you're right. You are right. I was thinking that analogy, no, that is right. Because they've gotten a lot more powerful than what they used to be, and they could do a lot more. But you know what? If this
Apple's a scummy company. They're the ones telling everybody, "Oh, we can't get your data off the phone. It's gone forever," which is horse shit because there's people that are doing it.
Well, it's backed up to the cloud every hour or every day or something like that.
Yeah.
So if they get a subpoena, they will turn over that data.
Yeah.
But speaking of scummy companies, here we go. AT&T is doing exactly what it told Congress it wouldn't do with Time Warner.
Of course. Again, because they want to promote their other platform that they're trying to launch here in May.
And our business model, we need to have these shows out there. We need the revenue, to have license and all this stuff. But now, exactly right.
HBO's dying. That's gonna flop. AT&T is gonna eventually burn to the ground too. Keep putting their money into stupid shit like television shows.
It's not like well, and here's the thing is, these are shows like Friends. I wasn't a big fan of Friends, but
me either.
But I did enjoy quite a few of their shows. So, why in the world, would
There is not a single show on the face of this earth that would make me purchase a streaming platform fucking fee every month just for the show. I can live without it.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. Or I'll watch it over the airwaves.
Or just buy one of those fucking devices that has everyone already on it. Like the Fire Sticks and the hacked whatever, the Kobe's, you know? Just because they're illegal, fuck them. They make enough money.
We're not condoning piracy. But it's
no, absolutely.
But I'm not saying
I'm not
saying at all that
selling this shit and making funny off of it. We're consuming it. That's it. You're watching it yourself. You're not turning around. That's the legality states that you can't resell something and rebrand it as your own. That's the piracy. To turn around and make money off of somebody else's thing? No. I'm just saving money.
I'm not saying that
money.
I'm not saying that I'm touching a computer that might have Cody on it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not saying that I do. I'm not saying I'm touching one. But and that's the thing, when you do stuff like that, it's to the point now that people are complaining about cable, the cost of cable. So that's why everybody was cutting the cable cord and just having internet, because you could watch a bunch of stuff online.
Yeah, all that shit's going right to the wayside of fucking rotary telephones. They're going to be sitting in the same trash heap somewhere.
And that's the thing, is now we're going backwards again, because how many different streaming services do you need to get the shows that you would like to watch?
The problem is there's not enough fucking smart people in the world, so they got to piggyback off of somebody else's idea and just rehash the same shit. It's like we're taking a book from China's book and like recreating the same shit somebody else did, Yeah. They were, master recreators of shit that wasn't their idea to start with.
And I how do I say this? Because I don't want to go political on it, but isn't that what the government is supposed to do?
Prevent monopolies?
Yeah. Don't we have antitrust laws?
The government's the biggest fucking monopoly there is.
Well, aren't they supposed to? Well, here's the thing, and here's my view. Okay, is you have, Apple is going to violate your privacy, right?
I expect them to try to fuck you. That's what these companies do.
Right.
Separate you from your money.
But the government isn't allowed to do that, right?
Yeah, but they do it anyway. Taxation is theft. Fuck it is.
Certain aspects of it, level, I agree, but not all. Not all taxation is theft.
I drive down the fucking toll road. That's privately owned. I got to pay those motherfuckers extortion fees too. It's all a big scam. All of it. It's all about making money.
I can't see what Bull Rider says.
Siri never listens to you. That's what he said.
Oh,
fuck Siri. She's a twat. You can tell her I said that too.
I don't have that turned on. I turned it off.
Yeah.
Bunch of crap. Here's but there are a lot of roads that aren't toll roads.
Okay, Google.
But
who would win in a fight? You or Siri?
Actually, Google Assistant is more useful than Siri.
No, I don't want to search the web for that. I asked you a question, bitch, and I want an answer. All right, I guess it doesn't work.
Test of AIs. Google is the top digital assistant right now. Apple's is second or third. I want to say it was third.
She heard you.
Oop. Sorry. Amazon's was second, if I remember right. As far as intelligent, giving you the right answers when you ask it a question. But one thing that we've never found out, because Google's never released it, because when they say their revenue, they always put everything all together in one, is how much YouTube brings in. How much revenue is...
Yeah, they got billions of dollars, $15.1 billion.
Well, now that's revenue. That's not profit. That's revenue.
That's a lot of money to bring in. How much do you think they paid out?
Well,
Did it say in that article? I didn't see it.
no, it didn't say in the article.
Of course not.
No, they just said what their revenue was. They didn't say what their profit was. And here's the thing, because one thing about YouTube, you have a lot of infrastructure cost.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's got to be powered, servers upgraded, maintained. There's 500 hours of video uploaded to YouTube.
YouTube's a tax write-off for Google.
Well, yeah, every minute.
That's why they bought it.
Right, every minute. There's 500 hours of video uploaded to YouTube.
And Google needs all that for their fucking facial recognition software that they're trying to sell the future watch.
Yeah, that's why they don't want Clearview getting that.
Yeah, they're about to release their own. They don't need those guys throwing a wrench in their fucking equation.
Well, when you watched, did you watch Super Bowl?
No.
No. Well, apparently, about the time that the Super Bowl, because YouTube or Facebook ran an ad on the Super Bowl promoting Facebook crap.
Yeah.
Well, about that time, guess what? Facebook's Twitter account hacked.
Yeah, I saw that.
That to me, it was only for a few seconds, and they got control back. Blah blah blah. But I guess they probably wouldn't have known had the people not tweeted out that who they were, because they were called Armine.
But doesn't that say more for Twitter's lack of security than Facebook's?
I don't understand why Facebook needs a Twitter account. Frankly,
I don't know. I thought they were competitors. Who knows?
I don't see that, because Twitter, it's about
doesn't make any money.
Yeah, but there's that. But Twitter is about, like, you say your piece in so many character block.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you could put a whole article, whole speech on Facebook.
Yeah.
And there's Facebook has like games and stuff that you could play, where Twitter doesn't have that.
Yeah, Twitter's. Yeah, I don't see competition there, I guess.
No, I would say they're competitors, but not direct competitors, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're kind of in the same genre, but not the same space, if that makes sense. But the guys that did it, kind of,
Saudis.
Yeah, they put their "look what we did, you should employ us" type of thing.
Yeah, that's what it was. Maybe they'll go to jail for it.
I don't know. They can't. They're not going to go. Are you kidding? They're not going to go after him.
I don't know, man. Facebook's getting pretty big.
But Saudi's got the oil.
So do we.
Not as much as Saudis. Well, we get about 10% of our oil from there. That's still quite a bit of oil. But to the next topic, tech giants like Facebook and Google set for UK crackdown on harmful content.
Again, who decides what that harmful content is?
The watchdog Ofcom in Europe or in the UK will say, if I give you
freedom of speech, let it all on there, the accurate, the inaccurate.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you're aware of a group called QAnon.
Yeah.
Okay. Supposedly, I don't know.
Q has a Twitter.
Huh?
Q has a Twitter.
Well, supposedly he put out something. A message from QAnon was to that drinking bleach or some recipe with bleach will make you immune from the the coronavirus.
Yeah,
It will make you immune. You'll be dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Darwinism, man.
And well, and here's the thing. It was a couple months ago. I want to say it was like November. There was a YouTuber that made videos, and I don't know why he wasn't deplatformed long before, but he'd been on the platform for quite some time, like years, I want to say.
Yeah.
Promoting bleach as a miracle cure.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand what you're saying, but when you get somebody that's in a desperate situation that there are no good options for, or there are no options, they'll grab at anything that they think might help them.
So maybe they label it like they label a pack of cigarettes, but to completely remove it from the internet, I don't agree with it.
To the same token, like there's a YouTuber, his name is J Station. I don't know if you heard of him.
No.
Okay. He does these like 3 a.m. videos, like Ouija board. We're gonna contact Betty Ford, from the 20s, whatever, 30s.
Yep.
At 3 a.m. And this guy's in Canada, and this channel is just cringe as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only people I could see that would actually enjoy his videos are children.
Yeah.
So in my purview, he should fall under that, FTC. You can't monetize this video because it's directed at children. But because he does, he did a video of buying a witch on Halloween.
Yeah.
You can use your imagination how cringe that would, turns out. Okay. But yeah, he should have at least some sort of be required of, some sort of. I agree. He should have some sort of disclaimer that what he's doing is stupid and moronic.
No, I'm just saying, like, these government agencies that want to do it, they put a banner around it. Say this is fucking garbage, fake, don't listen to it. And let somebody still enjoy the content how they want to enjoy it. Regardless, you start getting into, well, this can't be on here, this can't be on here. Who decides what is truth and what's not? And
well, that's the thing is YouTube's not really designed or set up to say.
No, they can't. They can't sit there and monitor their own shit. I'm just saying that. For them to it's an enforcement nightmare all the same for these people. It's probably just a bullshit fucking article. There's no way that, just like YouTube can't go and look at all their own videos before they put them online, these fucking people ain't gonna be able to either.
Well, and here's the thing. I would have no issue with, like, up here in this corner, putting like a PG-13.
Yeah.
But we can't do that.
Yeah, but what this article is about is shit saying that it's harmful. Like, Nancy Pelosi wants to get on and say that Trump got on and fucking, I don't know.
He altered the video.
With 35 hookers. It's not true. It's harmful to him.
Yeah, it was 75.
I want to be able to say, we could just take, well, it's probably 65, but whatever. Who's counting? But they want to be able to just remove it from the internet. Because it hurts Trump or whatever.
Well, you know what they want.
Yeah, I'm sure. Somehow that's figured into it as well.
Yeah, potential fines is what they're talking about.
People want to have the power to dictate what's on the internet, what's not, and I don't think anybody should have that power.
Well, the thing is...
if you want to watch Two Girls in One Cup, you do it, sir.
Yeah, but you should have to label that as being, porn.
Yeah. That's a shysta video, man.
Yeah.
Shiza.
But to the next, we're speaking of what we're talking about. Twitter is finally...
I saw that when I was a kid.
Finally fighting back against deep fakes and other deceptive media. Maybe that was what you were talking about with Nancy Pelosi.
No, yeah, both of these things are hand in hand, though. This is just saying the same thing. Like the article before is the government saying they're going to do this. This is Twitter saying they're going to do something similar to like fake videos and shit.
Right.
And what was that? Like a picture of Putin just being like edited so he looks different?
Yeah, it's edited to. Here, let me bring this back. It's given him like a bit of Trump's face. But I think the point to this is, I would have no problem with fakes. I would have no problem with fake photos or fake videos.
I can't tell you how many people, even if they put a disclaimer, that's on all satirical news sites, right? And
Well,
I still
The
see
Onion.
people on Facebook sharing this shit like it's fact.
Yeah, and that's where I have a lot of problem with is like the Onion.
I love The Onion.
You ever heard of that? It's a website.
Oh, absolutely. I love it.
Right,
They're
that's
awesome.
all about satire. That whole
Yeah.
site is nothing but satire, and they put it. This
And
is
people
not.
still will see it and think it's real.
Yeah, but still, there's people out there that think it's real.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have no problem with fake photos or fake video, as long as it's required to be obvious that it is a deep fake.
They have to change it on like the elementary level, like grade school level, because kids grow up being taught from a textbook, and they think just because something is published and it's in writing, it's fact.
Everything
It's
on
not.
the internet is true.
It is not.
Well, it's-
Definitely is not. Otherwise, I'm going out right now, I'm getting a gallon of bleach. I'm gonna chug that shit live on stream later.
Don't you dare, fuckhead! Don't you dare! We love you too much, asshole.
Cure all that ails me.
This-
Actually, it is a cure all.
yeah, you're dead. Yeah,
Yeah, you got no problems if you're not fucking alive.
yeah,
So it's not totally false.
yeah. The premise is you live. It cures the corona, but leaves you alive. Well, no, that doesn't work
Yeah.
that way.
There was an article, I think it was Caliber, said he found something that said 75-degree temperatured alcohol, if you consumed it, would cure the virus. And I also talked to people that are doctors that say the coronavirus is all bullshit and influenza is actually worse.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm statistically. I don't know. I think what it is because it's newer.
Oh, if
And
it's in the
it's-
news, it's bullshit. That's just my take
Well,
on life.
I think
anymore.
it's
That's why
'cause-
I don't like. It's hilarious that we're going over these articles because I don't read articles on my own. I don't go out and look for them because it's all horseshit.
What do you mean?
Half the stuff you see on the news, like this corona push for this virus that everybody's worried about, they're canceling fucking shows over.
Oh yeah, well, and yeah, we touched on that too. And then I'm sure. I think the coronavirus is the flu, but it's
another strain of it probably.
it's
They just label
a
it
more
something.
drug resistant strain, and that's why the panic.
And whoever the doctor was probably trying to figure out what to name it. And he's sitting there and he's, God damn it, what am I going to call this strain? I don't know what I'm going to call it. Yeah, we'll call it the coronavirus. I got it right here. That's the name.
Yeah, I wonder if I would really like to know. I should look this up. I might later. Did Corona see a decrease in beer sales?
Fuck no, it went up. I bought more of it.
Just because you did didn't mean other people didn't.
Yeah. Oh,
Hopefully you bought enough to compensate. But, when you go to a website, you think, oh, I'm going to read that. You don't think you're being surveilled, right?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Half the shit that's on there. You show me one article, I'll find an article that's like written on the same topic that's a complete 180 of it. It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Well, most every website you visit records exactly how your mouse moves. Did you know that?
And that's probably just for ad placement. Muscle memory, man.
Well, and here's the thing is I was thinking about this. Is like, how would they do that? How do they track your mouse movement? It's really actually very easy.
It's coding.
And
right?
it was
coding is running in the background behind the scenes. You see a pointer, but it's just like literal fucking characters being punched in, created.
No, it's an event. It's called when I built websites, it's a command on mouse over. And
Right.
when you mouse overed something, and if you think about websites, a lot of them, when you put your mouse over,
It highlights it, a pop-up box, whatever.
right,
Yeah.
exactly, that tells them where your mouse is
Yeah.
because they can record that in an event in a log.
Good. So now they don't have to pay by click; they can pay by pop-up.
No, they won't do that 'cause they're cheap.
They're gonna charge for a pop-up
Yeah.
because you accidentally fucking skimmed over it to get to something you actually wanted.
But it's one thing I heard that was funny was they could probably judge your age. I guess there is a site that has this type of setup page.
Well, Fred, grab your mouse and start shaking it back and forth real fast.
Yeah, there you
They'll think you're young.
go. And what it is, older people react slower. They can guess your age. It's based on your mouse movements
Yeah.
because you react slower, and the way you
Excuse
you
me.
move the mouse around also is a part of that.
Right.
And that's how they can guess your age. Which is kind of funny. But we touched on last week about Microsoft winning the Jedi contract from the Department of Defense.
Bezos isn't giving up. He's still fucking.
Oh
suing.
yeah, Microsoft. But here's the thing: Microsoft blasts Amazon sensationalist and politicized rhetoric.
I like the part of the article, and I'm sure this is fucking true, that Trump went down and was like, "Oh, so it's a better product? Fuck Jeff Bezos. Don't give him the contract." And that's probably how it went, because those two definitely don't like each other.
Oh yeah, that's those two don't.
It's like common knowledge.
Oh, and here's the thing: is because actually, like I said, it would not take much of anything for Microsoft to come up to that level.
Yeah.
And they're saying that it could be that Microsoft is actually already there.
Well, if Jeff Bezos believes in this product so much, why doesn't he perform the service for free on behalf of all the American people? Yeah, it's all about money, dude.
Yeah.
That's why he's pissed. Good for Trump. I'm glad he fucking cucked fucking Bezos. Bezos
like
has enough money.
And like we touched on last week too, was the edge that Microsoft's giving them is they're also getting the 360 Office,
Yeah.
which that is not, and so that's something substantial. That is a good benefit. Now this next article, I put this in. Partly reason is because that's what I have here. Wacom says it's not spying on its customers and users can opt out of the data collection.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they were trying in the first place.
Well, now you do. Surprise, motherfucker.
So guess what I did?
Opted out,
Oh yeah, I turned that shit off.
but it was already running in the background.
Well, the way the Wacom tablet works is, it does run in the background. It has to, because the way this tablet works, you could set it up to work differently depending on the program that is running.
Right.
So I could, actually play Apex Legends from this tablet, depending on how I could, how I would set it up.
Sure.
But that is also collecting data, blah, 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 blah. But whether that data gets transferred to Wacom is for me to determine at this point versus them automatically getting that information.
Yeah.
So, to the next, because that was just something I figured we'd touch on, is North Korea. Did you know North Korea had an internet?
No.
Well, guess what? They get it through Russia and China.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shocker. And they're seeing a spike in their internet activity.
Yeah, but what I got from that article is they're just using it strictly for like hacking and trying to weaponize it.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
shock. Right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's the same thing I read. Using cryptocurrencies is how Iran tries to use it.
Yeah, and apparently they're stealing it, which I thought crypto was so secure. It's on a ledger. There's not secure. Yeah.
I mean,
Go figure.
Well,
I don't own any. Fuck it.
It's as secure as being in your wallet. Your physical wallet.
I got a gun. We're good. Come take my wallet. There's nothing in it anyway.
Yes, what
can
about
have
the
it.
poor moths? I mean, they'll escape.
Does lint have value? Got plenty of lint in there.
Yeah. No. But to the next one. Uber Postmates dealt blow as California judge denies AB5 injection.
Yeah, that'll be a drop in the Uber stock.
Yeah, because they have to classify them as employees, not as independent contractors in California.
Independent contractors has been the loophole for decades. If they're trying to close that now, that's just crazy to me. And there's no way that's not a Democrat push. It's fucking California.
Well,
Is there even a Republican out there?
yeah, there are. Nunez. He's from California. Well, and here's when, like, you remember when California outlawed plastic straws?
Yeah.
Does that
I got
sound?
to watch my kid the other night drink from a paper straw. Fucking horrendous.
Was that outrageous to you? That California would do that?
Absolutely.
To me, it makes perfect sense for a state like California to do something like that. Do you understand why? Why I say that?
Couldn't tell you now.
Okay, your state, my state, we have probably 10, maybe 12 million population, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe.
They got too many straws they can't get rid of?
Well, in California, it's 40 million people.
Yeah.
If like 10% of those people use a plastic straw, that's 4 million straws every day.
Yep.
If people use, and I'm sure more than 10% of the population of California uses a straw in a day.
Yeah, except for I'm not in California and I've seen paper
Right.
straws here. Fuckers.
Well, and that's why they did that out in California. So to me, California doing that does make sense. It's why you have different blends of gasoline out there.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I don't know if you do, you probably don't. What year were you born?
85.
Yeah, you don't. But there were times that I would see, like, video or pictures of California was
The
literally...
smog and shit?
Oh, no, it was horrible. Yeah, absolutely. Complete fog. And that was because of the emissions from cars.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it, I could tell you where I live, they call it the Rust Belt now because we used to have steel mills not far from where I live. There would be, if you did not park your car outside overnight, because when you came out in the morning, you could literally with your finger scrape a layer of soot off your car.
Yeah.
And that was what was in the air. How healthy is that to breathe? You know what I mean? So that's why I say I can understand why California does what it does, because it has such a high population density in one area. That's all.
What about all the high population density on the sidewalks and all the human shit in the streets?
They're working on that, from what I understand.
Paper straw's going to fix that too?
No, but
I guess you can
it'll
wipe
keep a
your
lot
ass
less
with
in
paper
the
straw.
landfill.
Yeah. They'll spray that shit into the sewer drains.
And to the next article, after targeting utilities, ransomware is now more dangerous than ever.
Yeah, but I feel like that shit was always around. You had access to a computer, you could run a program.
Well, that's the thing. Well, this is targeted, like, for example, if you run a hotel, okay, you have a terminal that ties into another system. That actually, that other system is what runs the elevators.
Right.
And then you can monitor things from another system. And you do have some control in that, in the system that you're looking at versus the control system. The control system has a lot more controls than what you can access.
Right.
But what this ransomware does is it affects that other control, the main control. So it has access to everything that you don't have access to. So if it wants to shut down all the elevators, it can do that.
Right.
And that's something that the monitoring system can't do. And that's what makes that more hideous.
Right.
And here's the thing. I will never understand why utility needs to be on the internet. There are things called the intranet. Intranet is almost like your LAN. If you have your home, you have 10 computers. Just saying.
Yeah.
That is your intranet. You can actually set it up to be a mini internet type of system.
Oh, so you could operate it from anywhere if you had to.
Only through the internet.
Yeah.
Can you do that? But everything.
But that's why.
Right. But everything inside your little ecosystem is your own intranet.
Yeah.
And so why does everything have to be online? Because then it can be attacked. If it's connected to the internet, it can be gotten to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what this ransomware goes after.
Right.
It's like, let's take this shit off. Go over and if you have to shut somebody off, somebody should have to be inconvenienced to go and have to do something instead of just flip this virtual switch.
Yeah. Craziness.
Yeah. But we were talking about the coronavirus. Coronavirus outbreak could sink China's smartphone shipments by 30%. Because nobody's going to work.
Yeah.
Everybody, and like you say, and like I say, to me, it's I don't know about you, but I remember hearing something about, they put antibiotics in all these soaps and stuff that can create these strains of viruses that will eventually be immune to it.
I just thought that was antibiotics in general.
Antibiotics in general, yeah. But I'm wondering because I'm, this is just my opinion. And what you're saying is just your opinion. I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. There's your disclaimer. If these viruses, because they're resistant to the traditional drugs, if it's come out of having antibacterial soap and everything.
I feel like I read something somewhere that this virus was man-made.
Well, I've heard that too.
Because somebody, one of those QAnon groups or whatever, did something to the guy who made it, I think. I don't remember where I saw that article.
He caught the virus. And
he did catch it.
And died.
Yeah.
But that doesn't prove a conspiracy to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those kind of groups. I only kind of grazed through it. I don't even remember how it even came up, but
I've read that too, and I didn't pay it any credence because it's just like there is no cure for the common cold. There's no cure for the flu. You're gonna, even
No, there's no cure for a virus in general.
right.
A virus is something, once you got it, you've got it forever.
Well, once you
It's
got
always
it,
in you.
your body learns how. So you can't get it twice because of the way your body works.
Well, I've always thought you always just have it. It just is what it is. You live with it. It's not affecting you.
Well, it's less that no, it gets eradicated. But your body will produce. Your body's from what I understand, the way your body works is it produces. You have white blood cells, all that stuff.
Yep.
It just detects something foreign, like the influenza, and it says, "I don't know what this is, but I have to get rid of it." So it comes up with different ways to attack it and eradicate it and get rid of it. But once it does that, it knows if it ever sees that again, then it knows what to do. Right. So you won't get it twice. But the thing is about the cold and the flu is it changes.
All right.
So every time it changes, it's seen as something new.
Thank you, sweetheart. Can you get that bottle of water?
A bottle of water? What? What's wrong with you?
You're the...
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Scoot.
No.
Love you.
Hi.
My daughter just brought me in a sandwich for dinner.
Oh, cool. What kind?
Cheesesteak.
Cool.
Mrs. just got home.
So to the next story, the world's biggest phone show, and this is what we kind of touched on, has been canceled. Everybody now is pulled out of this show. And so they finally said, okay, that's enough. All the big players did, at least.
They don't want to get the coronavirus, man.
Yep. And so they did. I wondered why they didn't do that earlier, because it was really catching on and spreading, and it's spreading like the cold is, or the flu. And
I heard it comes through the eyes, so the face mask doesn't do anything.
No, it's airborne. So you can, but you can't get it through your eyes, because your eyes do like breathe in a sense. But I would think somebody would have to cough in your eye.
Right.
Blink as people cough.
Yeah, 1,000 dead, 45,000 infected, they said.
Yep. Which sounds like the cold to me.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like 1,400 people die a year in California just from cold and flu. Something like that. But have you ever wanted just to create your own fake traffic jam?
That was pretty funny.
So we have here, hack creates fake Google Maps traffic jams with 99 cell phones. This would work out if you needed to get somewhere and you sent somebody out ahead of time with 99 cell phones in a wheelbarrow to create
ahead of time. Then you can get there with no problem. Everybody would avoid it.
Yep. Hey, think about it. You want reservations on a classy restaurant? You can make their night real dead.
How about it?
And then they'll get you right in. Normally we only take reservations, but nobody showed up tonight, so we have plenty of room for you.
It reminds me of a guy, a little different scenario, but a guy that was riding on the subway and he got tired of people talking on their phones, so he brought a phone jammer with him, and he went to jail for it.
Yeah, because if somebody needs 911 and everything's jammed, that's I get why, but that's kind of a step too. That's taking a little too far, you know. Then we have here, not to be, we had the Tide Pod, the water ice bucket challenge.
Tide Pod, ice bucket was for ALS. Tide Pod was just stupid fucking kids eating Tide Pods.
Yeah. Now we have the broom challenge.
We had that Kiki D Love Me song where they jumped out of the car while I was moving, dancing next to the car.
Yeah, don't do that shit either.
We had everybody doing like flash dancing, and then there was the whole freeze frame shit. There were so many of them, but yeah, the fucking broom challenge.
Yeah.
Now, do you think this would have been one of the fake articles that the governments would have had to take off immediately?
I don't know, but the thing is this is something that it's not. I do that. I could do that with a broom any time of year, which is the point.
But that's the point. How naive people are.
Yeah, that's true too. But this is something that is more benign. Whereas something like drinking bleach.
Absolutely, it's benign, but it goes to show everybody that participated in it.
That's true.
The fucking weaker link, bro. They're the weaker link.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
That's it. Send them coronavirus.
There it is.
I've seen some friends and family on there doing that shit this week. I'm like, you idiots. The second I saw it, I'm like, yeah, no.
Now, you have the same webcam I do, right?
Logitech C920.
See, I thought you had a Brio.
Nope, I've got a Logitech C920, and I have a Logitech C615, which is the one that catches side profile.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a Brio for some reason.
No, but I like that article. I was reading it.
Yeah.
The new Logitech one that's coming out.
Logitech debuts $170 to $69 stream cam, a streamer-focused USB-C webcam. I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But I do have a Brio, which is the 4K.
I would definitely entertain picking that up, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I'm not going to go like full, like I think the Sony A5000 was the one I was recommended. That one looks pretty dope.
Well,
it's an actual physical camera it has a lens that you have to put on it and adjust the zoom and stuff. The DSLR.
Yeah, that's more of a pain in the butt.
Whatever.
A lot of DSLR cameras you can time in the computer and they'll live feed to the computer.
Now it's amazing. Like Skype right now,
mm-hmm.
your quality on Skype is nowhere near as nice as the quality that I'm looking at on Twitch. Same with mine. I look all washed out and weird, but if I look at actual Twitch stream, it looks pretty good.
Yeah. It's actually I put on mine and yours. I put color correction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's a filter on
OBS.
Streamlabs?
Yeah.
OBS.
Yeah. That's a filter I put on OBS to...
I'm going to have to probably do that before I go live tonight after this.
Wait, or you just put on makeup, it'll do the same thing.
No thank you.
Just have your wife do it for you. She'll do you up pretty.
No thank you.
Well, everybody on TV, what do you think they wake up looking that way? That's makeup, dude.
I've done commercials and shit. I'm well aware that they put makeup on you.
Well, you should be used to it.
No, that was 14, 18. That was many, many moons ago, and nobody's ever put makeup on me again.
Yeah, what happened to Babyface Jen that I spent $5...
All you fuckers kept spamming it, so I was like, nah, we're going to hang on to this for a little bit. So I shaved under here for you. Here's your baby face. It's growing back in now, though.
Yeah, I was just going to say, now you need to do that up again.
I had Bagel go through, and he said that out of the 18 people that hit the baby face jet, most of the people were doing it just to piss Ray off anyway. Let's be real.
Yeah. But you got to love her reactions to it.
Yeah, but that's why they did it. It wasn't because they wanted me to actually shave. They just wanted her to be upset. I don't know why. Just to get her attention.
Well, no, it's because of her reaction. It's golden. But that's all the subjects we have for our show today. Hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good one. The first 20 minutes, pride.
That's not going to happen.
That's all right. Well, this is only second one. Eventually, we're going to start streaming right at 8 o'clock.
That ain't gonna.
We're gonna get the segment down to an hour.
That's why it says 8-ish. It's
8-ish.
either you or me are gonna screw something up.
And your Twitch profile still says Fridays at 8.
Oh, I gotta.
Channel panel.
Yeah, I gotta fix that, man.
But yeah, we'll stick with the Wednesdays because dude, it's perfect. Like I have a whole hour just sitting on my ass waiting for my daughter to get done her ballet, so I could go through all the articles.
I love doing this with you, and I appreciate you doing it with me.
Oh hell yeah, brother! Anytime. I'm thrilled you asked me.
Yeah. Did you read the Valentines that I've sent for you on the screen there?
I did. Hell no, you wish, no chance, go away. You suck, you stink. Eat dirt, suck it. Next, no, bite me, love stinks.
I figured.
They're pretty good.
I found that I cropped them out right, and made them transparent where I needed to, and those are actual cookies that somebody bakes and sells. Yeah, they're sugar cookies. That was so cool. And I'm like, I gotta use that. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna tell Jen that's my Valentine's Day gift to you from me.
Sounds like a bitter ex-wife.
But we will see everyone same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep.
Next week.
See you guys.
Have a good evening. And don't stay on for Jen's stream. Better see you there.